My name's James Godrich, and I'm a fund manager running the CSI funds. That's the Income Fund, the Income and Growth Fund, and the Growth Fund. We try to keep things simple in terms of how we invest in businesses. So we have three key tenets. So that is that we're trying to find great companies on reasonable valuations, and we're looking for those to compound value over the long term. So what do we define as great companies? Well, we think those businesses are ones that can grow revenue through cycle on stable margins with low leverage and with high returns on capital. Now that's all well and good, but we then look for those businesses to have high barriers to entry because we think that allows people like me and you not to be able to replicate that business model and compete away the advantage that they've earned throughout time. Once we've found those businesses, the important thing is then to be investing in those businesses on reasonable valuations. And we think staying patient and staying disciplined on that valuation is a really important part of our process. Finally, once we've found those high quality businesses on reasonable valuations, we're looking for those businesses to compound value over the long term. So we truly do take a long-term investment approach, and our ideal holding period is forever. We think that having this kind of robust, process-driven approach allows us to take advantage of the peaks and troughs in markets that come from other investors' fear and greed. We do use third-party funds in some niche areas or perhaps where we may want specific investment knowledge. So for example, if we were looking to get some healthcare exposure or perhaps some real specific tech exposure, or perhaps if we were looking to invest in some really kind of specific regions, such as maybe Japan, we may look to use these third-party funds. These portfolios might be appropriate for investors with less than £100,000, but perhaps even as little as something like £4,000 who are looking for a diversified portfolio. It may also be useful for investors who are perhaps not CGT constrained, or those that are not necessarily worried too much about which specific stocks or sectors they are or aren't invested in. This is a cost-effective solution for investors looking for a diversified fund, whilst at the same time unit holders get complete transparency on their portfolio at the end of each day. We also try to keep investors up to date with the movements within the fund, so we provide quarterly fact sheets and quarterly commentary.